You're listening to the AIT Decoded podcast. Hello everybody and welcome to the next episode of our Graduate podcast, and today I'm delighted to be joined by accountancy graduate Aaron Darcy. Aaron, you're very welcome to today's podcast.
Thanks very much, Sam. Thanks, Claire. Thanks for having me.
No problem at all, Aaron. No problem. So, Aaron, this is really cool to be able to talk to an accountancy graduate from AIT, and it's this piece is to try and encourage students that are listening to this today that might be interested in studying accounting at third level. So we hope that they might be able to get some nuggets of information from this piece. So, firstly, I suppose to start off, why did you choose to study accounting at AIT?
Well, it's a reason with accounting, I always wanted to do it in secondary school, but I wasn't really able to do it because the subject wasn't available. So I was kind of raging with that, but I always kind of liked maths, and it's somewhere I wanted to go. So that's why I chose to do it in AIT. And even from the start, they start off really at basic level. I was kind of worried, oh, maybe I should have done a course before this, but they actually start off right at the start, and they go through the basics and work their way up. So, like anyone, I'd say that anyone kind of who hasn't done accounting before, there's no problem doing it, because that's what I did, and I really enjoyed it.
Brilliant.
Very good.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Aaron, since you said that there, they bring you back to maybe the basics of accounting, financial accounting. I know is always something that people say is probably the hardest module within accounting or business or whatever you might be studying. But it just means if, for example, someone listened who didn't take accountancy like yourself, it's okay to come in first year, that you're not going to be left behind or anything.
Exactly, yeah. And like, I got to know a few friends who were really advanced, and I remember the first few weeks thinking to myself, God, will I ever get to their level? But even by the end of first year, you're actually almost with their level. And then in second and third, you're given the groundwork to go through to second and third year. And even some of the lecturers have said it. They said, I guarantee that the person who gets the highest grade will have never have done accounting before. And that's what happened. There was a girl in our course who had the highest grade, and she hadn't done accounting before. So.
Wow.
So there's no, like, if you haven't done accounting before, the course, like, you can still go ahead with this course. But even the course itself, like, just thinking about it, it is a really good course for anyone who wants to do accounting. Because realistically, if you want to do accounting, you're going to have to, after college life, you're going to want to train with one of the accountancy bodies. There's 7 different accountancy bodies, but the one I'm doing my training with is ACA, so Chartered Accountants Ireland. And with this course, there's certain exemptions you can get throughout all courses around Ireland. But with this course, you get fully exempt from your Cap 1s, and you only have to do, say, 3 years in AIT. So if you really want to move up fast through the accounting world, you just have to do 3 years in college, and all of a sudden you're Cap 1 exams are exempt, and then, like me, you just have to do your Cap 2s and then your FAEs, and then obviously complete your training contract. So it really is kind of, if it's something you want to do, it's definitely a course you want to look at, you know.
Yeah, and from the way you speak about it there, from someone that has no kind of knowledge or very little knowledge of the accountancy space, it sounds like you can progress very, very quickly, which is good for students to hear that. It's unusual that you can study an honours degree in 3 years, and then use that then in terms of that extra time to, as you say, complete your financial exams. Just want to talk a little bit about the research that you did when you were in Leaving Cert. I think that's an important piece for anybody listening to this today as part of our virtual open day. What research did you do to try and learn more about the course, the entry requirements, the modules, the teaching styles, the placements? What type of research did you do when you were in Leaving Cert, Aaron?
Well, I was kind of looking into what had helped me with the course. and kind of I just went onto the website. So I looked at the AIT website, and you can type in the Bachelor of Honours or of Arts Honours in Accounting, and it'll kind of tell you everything there. But the thing I really focused on was the exemptions and everything, and just looked at the subjects as well. Like, there's a lot of great subjects, or like a few subjects, say like Excel. AIT had really focused on Excel, and I see it now working in Mazars that I'd kind of be a bit more advanced than, say, other colleges at the like Excel. And Excel is a huge part of accounting, when, especially now work from home, but it always is. So like the likes of that, and even the double entry, and when I done audit in my final years in AIT, that's all the sort of stuff I'd be kind of looking at when I was in leaving there, just to be seeing, oh well, I really want to get through this quick. So what's going to help me? What's going to help my CV when I'm out of college to get a job, sort of thing, you know? But even like, I kind of thought I wanted to do accounting, and I really thought in my head I want to do accounting. But then when I came to second year, I was kind of thinking, well, I hadn't actually worked in an office before, and I was kind of worried, geez, is this really for me? I've no experience working in an office or that environment. So what myself and a few other students did is we were chatting to Trevor Prendergast, who's the head of the Department of Accounting and Business, and we said, look, it's okay if we do the placement year. And he worked really hard himself and Imelda Fallon, and they worked really hard to set up the placement year. And we actually done that. So I done the placement year, and it's the same. Any students listening now, they might want to do the placement year if they feel the same. And the placement year was a real big success. I think there was a good few students, a good few of us that did it. The college will help you get the placement. Like, the college really helped me. I done my placement with the ESB up in Dublin.
Okay.
In their accounts department, and the college just set it up and everything. And it's a placement where you get paid, and also at the end of it you're offered a job, and so you have a job set up straight after college, which is really what anyone going into college wants. They want to do their 3 years or their 4 years, and when they leave college, then they have a job lined up, and it's just easy from then, instead of having a year or two gap kind of worrying, oh, where am I going to work, you know?
Yeah, exactly, Aaron. So if anyone is listening, for example, since you spoke about your placement and obviously the worries of working in an office, which is something that you didn't get to experience until your placement year, and now that you're out in industry yourself, what is the typical day in the life of an accountant like?
Well, it kind of depends what kind of industry you want to go into. But say my day to day, I went into audit. So with Mazars, I'm studying audit. And so what we do is, now I'm only started last week, so I've kind of been getting trained up the last while on what we'd be doing. But I kind of get just we'd be just going through the kind of files, and then checking for any misstatements with our clients, and kind of, there's a few different things, but I'd be just really helping out my seniors or my managers at the moment, and kind of, if there's any work, they'd be sending it on. But on the other side of it, in industry, when I was with the ESB, even though I was only there for about 8 or 9 months, God, there's so much that you learn in them few months. Like, it's mad. But like, there'll be loads in like bank recs, updating the fixed asset register. There'll be a monthly checklist of about 90 to 100 tasks, and I'd have to complete maybe 30 of them because I was with a team, and 2 other lads might have to complete 30 and 40. So like, but it really gives you a good experience. And it's also like, it's kind of, it's easy enough, you know. Like, it's actually it's a nice job to work.
Yeah,
accounting when you get there.
Absolutely. What advice would you give to any prospective student that is listening to this today that is considering accountancy or considering a course in finance? What advice would you give to them about pursuing a course in this space?
Well, I'd say, especially coming into first year, I'd be telling them to kind of look at, is this really what you want to do? Also, do you want to go into audit? Do you want to go into tax? Do you want to go into kind of like what kind of field you want to go into? But if you're really going into accounting, I'd be saying make sure, even though it's only first year, make sure to get over 50% in all your exams. And that goes from first to at least 50% anyway. But just keep the grades up anyway, because you'll need to get over 50% in certain exams to get them exemptions I was talking about earlier.
Okay.
So definitely just go in and work hard. You don't have to kill yourself, but definitely be working hard from the start. Make sure you're getting over 50%. Cool. And embrace everything as well. Work hard, when you go into college, embrace everything. Kind of like there's certain courses, like even in our third year, and there was Microsoft certifications, and it was kind of optional to do. Anything like that, just do it, because I done it and I completed it. Now I'm certified in Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel, and it just looks a bit better on the CV. So really just go at full speed, and anything the college is offering you, just make sure you grab it up and take it,
I think that's a great piece of advice there, Aaron, is enjoy your college life, but study hard and get as much things as you can out of it. Like you said, your exemptions, do the little extra things. They always are worth it in the end when you're going out into industry itself. So thanks a million for joining us today, Aaron. We really appreciate it. And best of luck with your new job. And we wish you all the best.
Cheers. Thanks very much, Claire. And thanks, Dan. Thanks for having me.
Cheers, Aaron. Thanks a million. Thank you for listening to this week's podcast. Remember to check out our brand new CEO Hub, ait.ie/CEO Hub, to find out when we will be hosting our next live Q&A on Instagram or Pubble. If you have any questions about anything that was discussed on today's podcast, please get in touch with us by sending us a DM on Instagram or Facebook, or you can also send an email to askus@ait.ie. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you again very soon.